Looking forward to this one. Today we're showcasing some breweries in Wānaka and a pretty iconic tree. But before we do that, I do have to address something, specifically a comment that someone left in one of the previous videos. I don't normally do this, but I gotta bring it up. I gotta say something. This is what was said. At Jordan-DU6FU, it looks like it's going to be snowing in Roxborough this week. Can you please get some footage of it and put it in your video? Why yes, Jordan, I can absolutely do that. It has been snowing a little bit here. It actually snowed on Canada Day, July 1st, which I thought that was kind of fitting. Nothing really stuck. You can see here, this whole yard, like, still nice and green. But if you do look up at the hills over here, you can still see some snow. We have seen a lot of snow-capped mountains here, but that was the first time it snowed, so it was kind of neat. Nothing to write home about, but still cool. Alrighty, we've been busy, but I want to film this today. I know we're losing sunlight, but we'll get it done here. I got my light. Might work. Alright, let's get into it. Let's talk Wanaka. Wanaka has a lot more going on than I initially thought. The ski hills Cardrona and Treble Hill have been highly recommended to us. It's known as the gateway to Mount Aspiring National Park, which is a World Heritage Area. Perfect for hiking, mountain biking, nature watching. Like Queenstown, it's a bit of a haven for outdoor adventure enthusiasts. You got jet boating, you got bungee jumping, skydiving, paragliding, things like that. And the town itself sits on Wanaka Lake, which is a picturesque centerpiece to everything it has to offer. I knew that there was a tree there that people take photographs of. Looks really cool. It's kind of in the water. Let's go check it out. All right, we've made it. We got to go check out the tree. Get that same photo everyone else has. Quite a decent amount of people over there getting that photo that I also want to get. I'll just have to go and join them. It's not as big as I thought, and I actually didn't realize it was like kind of right off the town park area. And one of the reasons that tree is probably so photographed is because of the beautiful backdrop that you get from the shore. Okay, at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like, oh, that's it, there it is. Okay. I mean, it's the dead of winter, so there's no leaves on the tree, obviously. But I've definitely seen those Instagram reels or whatever that show like expectation versus reality, and just, you know, a lot of people there taking the same photo. So I was just I didn't want it to be part of a list that I just needed to check off. I waited until people were gone, and it's actually really great. When you're looking directly at it, you got the lake, you got the mountains in the background. It really does make for an amazing subject in a photograph. Some of the shots people have gotten at sunrise, sunset, spring, and fall, like, wow, that tree has been photographed a lot, and people have done it justice for sure. I get it now. Seems to be a pretty cool little lake mountain town, so we're gonna go check it out. Let's go. I gotta say, definitely more of a mountain town than I was expecting. No shortage of ski, snowboard shops, outdoor stores like Patagonia and MacPack. A lot of cafes and restaurants right on the water. Lovely bakery on the main drag there too. But we got thirsty, and the amount of breweries in Wanaka were actually, there's a little higher than we were expecting. Usually a town of that size would have 1 or 2, but this place had 4, I think, and we were able to hit up 3. Number 1, Ground Up Brewing. I think I'll start by saying that if you enjoy variety, I think this place is for you. 22 different taps of beer that are all made in the back, a number of awards displayed beside the menus, so that might help you pick one if you're having trouble deciding. We were able to try 6 different beers here. I can say that they were all good. There's not a lot of craft beers I don't like. Spent the last 15-20 minutes enjoying this awesome flight of beer. Got to sit, chat with the brewer for a little bit. Awesome guy. Ended up living in the town where this hat is from, in Canmore, Alberta. So it's really good. Nothing bad to say about this place. The beer's pretty great. I think we can both agree that this chocolate cherry nitro stout is just the winner for today. The advantages of touring craft breweries on a Tuesday afternoon is that there's really no one around, and the chances of talking to any of the staff or the brewers are quite high. That's what happened with us and Julian. He's actually from New Zealand, Dunedin. I don't know why I find that interesting. Maybe because almost every single person we meet at a brewery seems to be from Yorkshire in England. He provided us with a ton of great insight as to how the craft beer world kind of operates in New Zealand. We've heard from a few different brewers now, but it's always really interesting to get perspective. He kind of talked us through their brewing equipment setup. Sounds like the equipment there was once owned by Terry McCashin, which, if you don't know, because I didn't know, was a former New Zealand All Black who was also a businessman, and it sounds like he started the first craft brewery in Nelson, New Zealand. Needless to say, our time at Ground Up was not only fun, but it was also informative. This place has been awesome. Looks like they got like some movie nights going on every once in a while, and really good beer. Rhyme or Reason coming up next. About a 47-second walk down the road, you will find Rhyme and Reason. It looked like your standard brewery in an industrial section of a small town, but that all changed when I walked in, because it looked like we just entered a log cabin. Really cozy. I could see the front area being just jam-packed on a weekend or weeknights. You walked in towards the bar, and it was just kind of crazy how good everything looked. It wasn't overly special. I mean, there's like exposed conduit and certain things like that. It's not the cleanest by any means, but it still looked really good. The bar, the menu, the wood, the swag being right there. Maybe I'm just a sucker for that kind of style, but man, I just think it looks good. Grab a flight of beer and immediately start talking to one of the brewers, Ben, who hooked us up with today's beer. We have Bruce's Juices. I think they said it was brewed in honor for Shark Week. That's hilarious to me. Let's crack it. That color's beautiful. Oh, that dragon fruit kind of brings in like a tropical tanginess to it, but it's not crazy. It's a more earthy undertone to the beer. Not getting too much fruit off of it. Not too shabby. Thank you, Ben, for hooking us up with this beer. It's really good, and I'm not just saying that. But to get back to the brewery, we had our flight. Couple really good ones. Really good West Coast IPA. Cookies and Cream White Stout was even better. They had two saisons that were habanero infused. One was with mango, and one little taster of it, probably enough for me. The habanero does tend to linger on the tongue. Gets a little spicy. But the thing I like most about Rhyme and Reason, the atmosphere. There was like 7 people there across 3 different tables. Everyone ended up coming together at one table. I don't know, that's just like the best thing to me. You get to meet a bunch of new people, like Ben from Yorkshire, another brewer there, Cal from Oregon, Charlie, she was from the Netherlands, and a couple from Australia and New Zealand. So it's just so cool when everyone kind of comes together. You start telling different travel stories and experiences. Everyone's talking about what they think of New Zealand and how they like it in that area, and you know, what do you miss back home, or what do you like about it better than back home? And I don't know. To me, nothing beats good conversation with good people with good beer. Those are the moments that you really hope for when you do walk into a craft brewery, and I'm really glad that we were able to meet some super awesome people there. On to Be Effect. The last brewery of the day was Be Effect, and if you go on their website, it will say it's named after the butterfly effect. Small changes can cause great effects. You can tell as soon as you walk in, like, this place is clean. No clutter, sleek, modern taproom menu, nice color scheme, and glass windows overlooking the brewery. It's pretty cool. So no brewers ended up coming to sit with us and tell us their life story of how the brewery got started, which is totally fine. Not expecting that everywhere we go, but I can say, as well as beer, they brew a lot of other things like ginger beer and cider and non-alcoholic sparkling hop water. I'm gonna have to try that. And non-alcoholic kombucha, which was great for my designated driver. Brittany had the Earl Grey kombucha, and she absolutely loved it. This is a spot with a great patio, plenty of seats inside, so it should be pretty easy to just walk in, find a good spot, and get some good food and beer. You know, I had the Liquid Sunshine Hazy IPA, super solid, refreshing. By that time of day, I had quite a few, but before I left, they gave me a little taster of this beer that they just re-released. It's called Chaos Theory, IPA with some papaya in it. It was so good. I bought a can, I got it in the fridge. Maybe we'll save that for next week. Our experience at BFect may not have been as intimate as it was at Ground Up or Rhyme and Reason, but I think it's important to say that these are some pretty cool people. They have a very thorough website that includes things like, here's what we are doing to help make the world a better place, and here's what our plan is in the future, such as have the brewery completely powered from solar panels by 2024, replace single-use plastic and pallet wrap with reusable rope covers. So I just gotta say, like, I've looked at a lot of brewery websites, and it's pretty rare to see something like this on there. Definitely respectable in my opinion. Wānaka, you've been extremely kind to us. The great beer here has helped tremendously. Already looking forward to coming back. I feel like when you're researching before you come to New Zealand, you start to develop a list that just gets bigger and bigger, and you see photographs of this place and you're like, oh, add that to the list. And at least for me, everything became kind of jumbled, thrown all over the place in there. Maybe I should slow down on the beer. Our little day trip to Wānaka is just a perfect example of me going, okay, here, yeah, well, we're gonna go somewhere cool. I'm sure it's gonna be nice. To me being like, oh man, Wānaka. Like, when are we coming back? I kinda wanna live here. At the very least, spend a good amount of time here. Come back for spring or summer, maybe do some camping, like 4 or 5 days, maybe a week, maybe 2, who knows? But I wanna go back. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure if you're in the Wānaka area to hit those guys up because you'll have a good time. You'll drink some good beer and meet even better people. Give me a subscribe if you want to see some more beer and travel videos in New Zealand, and we'll see you guys in the next one.